Hey, it's Carrie here at Get Your Vibe Right. What if self-sabotage is not self-sabotage at all? What if it is your subconscious survival mechanism kicking in? Let me explain. So, I am an energy healer. I work with a lot of people. They come to me when they have blocks to health, wealth, relationships, healing, whatever it may be. And oftentimes, what we find is they have some kind of survival programming going on that kicks in at the moment they're on the precipice of change that we end up calling self sabotage. So, what's happened here is the subconscious has found a tool that it's using to get its need met in our younger life. So let's say that you grew up with a lot of siblings and maybe there wasn't a lot of mom and dad's attention to go around, but the minute you were sick, all the attention went to you. And so the subconscious mind said, oh, this is the perfect way to get my needs met. If I'm sick, then mom and dad pay more attention to me. I get more love, more nurturing. And it becomes a tool that the subconscious will use in order to get those needs met. So decades later, in our 30s, 40s, even our 50s, we end up with chronic illness because the subconscious in our childhood decided that being sick was a great tool for getting a fundamental need met. And it just keeps using the same tool, right? That's how the subconscious works. So here's another example. Maybe there's a need to feel included, to be accepted by others. And yes, we all have a basic need to be included. We all need tribe to make us feel safe, to make us feel secure, and to ensure our survival. So this really does go back to survival. But if when you were younger, that being accepted meant that you never got to say what you wanted to play on the playground, or maybe in your teenage years, it meant going along with the crowd. Um, those were things that became habits, tools that you would use in order to be accepted. And again, as we age, our mind just keeps using the same tool. And essentially, we just keep giving our power away because we learned, the subconscious mind learned early in life that that is how you get acceptance. That's how you get that need met. And then it becomes very hard for us later in life to speak our truth, to set boundaries, to say no, because it's all hinged back on this old belief that we have to go along with the crowd or don't have a voice if we want to be accepted. Once you start to see how the tool is being applied, the tool becomes the thing that you can work on. The programming and the belief structures that have been created around the tool can then be dismantled. So this is something that we can do in energy work with things like the belief code, the body code, healing remembered. Psych K, for example, is a great one to undo some of these old programs that we've set up. But at their core, they are getting needs met. So to call them self-sabotage is not really true. It's something that worked maybe even decades ago that served you in the moment, but it's no longer serving you now. So we call it self-sabotage and we say, I don't really know why this happens. I don't really know what's going on here. But if you start to look at it through the lens of what are the needs that I'm trying to meet in this situation or this scenario, and how am I getting them met? You can start to find out where you're holding on to old programming that is, in fact, keeping you from getting what you want. So, if this makes sense to you, a great place to start would be to start, where is it difficult in your life? Where have you time and time again seen yourself play out the same situations and scenarios, even though you didn't want to? It's because the subconscious is applying the wrong tool. And now you're older, you're bigger, you're wiser. You know you have great tools. We can let all of those old tools go and choose more effective tools to get our needs met. Okay, if this resonates with you and this is something you think you want to work on, I'm Carrie Van Ice. I'm an energy healer. I help people with this kind of stuff all the time. I have a lot of different tools that I apply to this concept alone. And if you want to check it out, you can go and find that there's a 20-minute free session with me down below. And you can just click on that and schedule some time, and we can talk about and maybe discover what tools you're using from your childhood that are no longer serving you and helping you with the success you want in life.